Top 50 for Heavenly Stairs Floor 1, Floor 2 and Floor 3. Find out how to do it right here in this video.
7K dreamer please.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we'll be looking at the Heavenly Stairs floors 1 to 3 and I've made it into the top 50 as you've seen in the opening. I had to play around with a lot of combinations and equipment, so if this video helped you, please give it a like. I would appreciate it so much. Before going in, we're going to look at the guild buffs. Guild buffs are super important because they actually influence your result, crit rate, physical attack and lethal damage, and allies cooldown followed by lethal rate. Because for the first 3 floors for competitive play, it is very important that your Shane does as much damage as possible. So it is crucial that you try to get her crit and lethal rate as high as you can in order to have consistent damage output. So this is gonna be my team solo Shane for all 3 floors. This is my setup. Crit rate and lethal rate weapons, double counter. I've given her Myth Dragon counter armor so that she gets extra boost for counter rate, and also given her counter jewel and basic attack jewel. Now these 2 jewels are not something you will commonly see on a normal Shane, but for this Shane, she really needs to counter. And for her basic attack, I've actually tested it out. It is actually better than giving her the PvE physical attack boost. With basic attack damage, she actually does more damage. You can see her traits, stun resist, okay, very important, and crit rate and damage on universal, because on the first floor, I think you'll have a few universal heroes. And then for her fighter soul, all attack based, okay? For her accessory, I have given her crit damage and Isabella's illusion. Now the Isabella's illusion is also another important and must-have accessory for Shane. Without this, it will be almost impossible to compete with the other people on the rank. Again, I would like to say that by showing this video, I'm probably gonna lose my rank, but you know, it's all just in the pre-season, so hopefully you guys, by the time the season starts, you guys have a better idea of how you can tackle these 3 floors. So we're gonna proceed with floor 1. So before entering, the most important thing you need to know is that your turn count is especially important. Your turn count determines your rank and not your timing. You can have the fastest timing, but if your turn count is extremely large, then you won't be able to hit into the ranks as well, okay? So as you can see here, my Shane actually did 3 basic attacks from the get-go, and that is totally RNG, because usually with this kind of setup, she will only do 1 or 2, okay? So that's 1 point of RNG there, and a lot of things are based on RNG throughout this floor. So you might be thinking how these people did it in 4 turns or even 3 turns. It is really all RNG based, and you have to keep trying to get it done. As you can see here, very smoothly, my Shane is just continuously using basic attacks, and she can 2-shot an enemy very easily. And I would say this is actually my luckiest run here, because for the past few runs, I've finished it in 5 turns in a pretty short time, but this is truly my only one run that, you know, I can proudly show to you guys, and I have made it into the top 50. So I actually want to talk about the run itself again. Okay, this time I'm repeating floor 1. 1 basic attack, 2nd basic attack kills off the dragon, 3rd basic attack hits Lu Bu. The reason why I said counter is very important here is because you need her to counter every single attack she gets hit with. Okay, so over here I did queue a skill, I forgot. And you realize that she targeted Snipper, and the reason why is that he has the lowest HP. So this is a pattern which you will start to observe after you have tried many times. She will always hit the one with the lowest HP, and this is very reminiscent of the old lethal mechanic, okay? And you saw that she did 2 basic attacks on Lu Bu. Lu Bu actually survives on 1 HP, so that's very important as well. That's also very crucial for your turn count. So the more speed attack she does in 1 turn, of course, the better for you. Sebastian uses his skill and we counter to finish him off. So that is the most efficient way to clear floor 1, only using 1 skill and the rest relying on Shane's basic attacks, okay? So we are moving on to floor 2. Just want to add that I'm not using Eileen and Rachel here because I want Shane to be the only one to be targeted by the enemies, and I want Shane to be the only one to use her basic attacks and kill off the enemies. So that is as simple a reason as it is. It is the most efficient way to me. So I'm going into this floor with using the same setup, nothing changed. I actually tried using Rachel and Eileen. If you feel that your Shane is too weak, then please go ahead and use Rachel and Eileen, okay? So you saw over there my Shane did 2 speed attacks. It was not 2 lethal attacks, okay? So I couldn't land a skill in between. You sometimes may actually be able to land a skill in between. And she did 2 speed attacks again, okay, 2 basic attacks to kill Kagura, leaving 3 enemies on the field. And Really, everything here is RNG, okay? Who she targets and what targets her is pure RNG. You may face a situation whereby Bai Long actually targets her and she will kill Bai Long first, vice versa, or to any other hero available. So I'm choosing not to awaken her because awakening takes up one entire turn, and at this point of time you don't want to waste your turn count at all. And I'm only using her skill because I will definitely not be able to kill any two of them with a basic attack. So the problem here with Bai Long being zombie is that Shane's basic attacks will go to Bai Long because Bai Long has lower HP, and that is the most irritating thing. So if your Bai Long actually dies first, that will be the best situation for you. Over here, it just somehow very nicely coincided such that Bai Long's zombie ended right at turn 6. It may extend over because if your Bai Long gets into zombie mode too late, then that's gonna drag on your whole run. So you saw everything was also based on basic attacks there. So for floor 3, I actually changed my trait to give her increased damage down on offensive because we actually have 3 offensive enemies on this floor. Yeah, so basically using the same setup as well, only changing one trait. You see that we have Callahan, Dillons and Colt, they are all offensive, and then we have Li Zhong and Lu Bu who are defensive and universal respectively. So I need you guys to observe this first part very carefully. Look at Shane, she's doing a lethal attack. This is not her speed attack, okay? This is not her speed attack, which means the turn count starts from Li Zhong. And then now my Shane is doing her lethal attack, and then now she's doing her speed attack. So she did counter, lethal and speed attack, and then it went to turn 2. So this is a very weird situation. I've never really faced this before, but it helps, okay? It helps. So you see that turn 3 starts from Callahan's count. It is not on my Shane's count. So I think for this to happen, you really need to try a few times because there's no way you can guarantee that the enemy goes first in that case and the turn count starts from them. So yeah, that's just something you have to keep trying. So I did this a few times, of course. Now I'm on turn 5, but it starts with Dillons, and you saw that previously I was just doing counter and basic attacks with crit and lethal multipliers intact. That's the most important thing. And over here, I actually used the skill. I think I shouldn't have because if you see, Dillon's health was very low, which means I could have saved it up. Shane may have did 2 speed attacks or 1 lethal, 1 speed attack, and in that case, she would have touched Lu Bu and it will make my run so much faster, right? So that skill use was totally not necessary, and it could have gotten to 5 turns, probably. Yeah. So I hope this video helped you, and hopefully you guys are able to get very good scores when the season comes. You know, you can just play around and chill out for this pre-season and see how that goes. So don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Stay tuned for guides on the other floors. Thank you so much and see you!